Hey everyone, it's Frankie, and we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to start off with a conversation I had with brother shipper Jason D'Agostino, and he's going to talk about the podcast that he has. So go support him and his podcast just as much as you do my podcast, Broken Kayfabe, and Breaking Kayfabe with Baldrin and Barry. I am pleased to be joined here by brother shipper Jason D'Agostino. Jason, thank you for coming and telling us about your great podcast.
Thanks for having me on, Frankie. I'm a brother shipper with some podcasts. Travis Rains has plugged my main show a few times in the brothership, and that would be the Not Another Sports podcast. So that's a bi-weekly show I do with my best friend David. It's about an hour of us just doing the same thing we did in his parents' basement as teenagers, talking sports, and making each other laugh. And then I also have a monthly Philadelphia Phillies podcast because I am a huge Phillies fan. That is called the Philly Baseball Together podcast, and that is actually under the umbrella of a bigger podcast network. And last year, that was in the top 200 of baseball podcasts in North America.
Nice. Yeah,
I was surprised, honestly. And then my final one, I do the Punk podcast with a gentleman named Brad, who is with Baseball Together. Now, he lives out in Arizona, and over the last 2 years, we've gotten to know each other through doing podcasts and talking baseball, and we found we both love the pop punk genre of music. So that's just a half hour every week. Right now, we're on a break, but we do that 15 episodes a season, and it's really just us telling stories about our youth tied to the songs and albums of that type of music.
Very cool. So you stay kind of busy with the podcasting.
My wife said for years I needed a hobby, and now this hobby is like taking everything over.
So where can people find your podcasts?
So the Not Another Sports podcast, you can find, well, all three of them actually, you can find on Anchor.fm, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, pretty much wherever you can find them, they're there. And all three of them are also available on YouTube. God forbid anyone actually wants to watch me talk about stuff, you go and have at it.
Well, cool, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Frankie.
Willie, mercy, baby. This is Shaska Willie. You're listening to Broken Kayfabe with Frankie Seabreeze and Ariel Bologna and Cheese Sandwich. They're like Coca-Cola. They're all over, baby, on whatever network that you find it on, baby. This is Navy SEAL Body Guy, and you are listening to Broken Kayfabe with Frankie Seacrest, Ariel Agbalog, and the Brothership. Now that half-wit, Shaska Willie, better not step on this, or I will step on him, Jack.
Welcome to Broken Kayfabe, the unofficial after show of Breaking Kayfabe with Baldrin and Barry. This is the only podcast dedicated to the members of a Facebook group that I know of.
And
Ariel?
Which Facebook group is that?
That's the Breaking Kayfabe with Baldrin and Barry Facebook group. The Brothership.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel, it's been too long
Yeah.
since I've talked to you, man. I've missed you, and I worry about you always being busy.
Wow. Yeah, I've been busy. Actually, you know what? This week is a short week. Tonight's my Friday night, actually. I'm gonna be off for the next 4 days. And I'm looking forward to it. How have you been?
Oh, man. So I went to this thing called the CWF Legends Fanfest, and we're going to talk about that today. This
Awesome.
episode we are calling the CWF Legends Fanfest episode.
Nice. Okay. So, how did it go? How was it? I mean, I've seen pictures. It looked fun. It looked fabulous. Everybody looks great. Everybody looked like they had a lot of fun.
Everyone did. So let's see, where do I start? Where do I start of how was it? Well, let me just start from the beginning.
Okay.
So Jana worked on Friday half a day, and then we drove up. And you know, last year we got there early Saturday morning, so I felt like we missed some shenanigans on Friday night. So that's the reason that we wanted to be there Friday night. So I highly recommend to everyone that comes to the CWF Legends Fanfest, and you definitely should, that if you're going to get there, don't come the morning off. Get there at least on the Friday. And because now you've got Friday to get checked in your hotel room, to get everything situated, and then to hang out with the brothership. Now there's people I'm sure that were there who are members of the brothership, but are not very active. I'm not going to mention names, but I
Okay.
recognize some names, but they're just not like as active as a lot of the other people. Now, but there were a ton of brothershipers there. Oh, and there were people who aren't even in the brothership, so they came for the Legends Fanfest.
Mm-hmm.
So we get checked in, and then we have to go to pick up Jason Ward, you know, the first ever recipient of the Joe Christie Memorial Sponsorship, which is just dedicated to bring in one member of the brothership to the CWF Legends Fanfest. So we pick him up from the airport, and I'll tell you the truth, that was a little stressful for me, not the picking up from the airport part, but having someone who hasn't flown since 97 or whatever get on a plane and have to fly and do plane changes. I just worried about him finding the plane, listening to the announcements, the gate changes, all those things that come along with it.
Right.
But it worked out fine. He arrived on time. We picked him up, and we went straight from there, checked him into his hotel, got him his room key, and spent time hanging out with the brothership. Went out to dinner at the Glory Days. And this is my opinion of the dining experience at the Glory Days. So we did the thing where you get the one big long table.
Mm-hmm.
And in my experience, that doesn't work out as well. But we did it anyway. But we only had like a server and a half on about 20 people. Now, having been a server and a manager, the general rule is one server can have no more than 10 people. Mm-hmm. So here's this guy that we later find out it's still his first week, and they give him all these people. So everything takes forever.
Oh gosh.
Now me being old, it kills my back to sit for a long period of time. The food was good. Conversations were immaculate. The jokes were aplenty. Everything just took a long time, and when we finally got cashed out, there were some issues of who was what was where, and things like that. And I just paid it and went on. We took Shard Johnson back some grub, and so I think Jenna had left at that point. So that was the eating. And on the next night, we kind of split up and we were in like more tables. However, the same kid that gave the same section. So he had, several tables as opposed to one big long one, but he still had a ton of people, right? He had that whole patio section completely full. And I don't know if he had anything on the inside or not, to the point where drinks took forever. So I got up and I went to the bar and got my drink. Got Jana's drink. And then I said, well, I'm just going to order appetizers while I'm in here. Got a couple appetizers. And then we didn't have plates. So I got up and I went and got the plates. And then the booker, Jeff Baldwin, said, damn, that's a good idea. So he went in and ordered some stuff. And, by that point, I'd already paid for the food, paid for the drinks. Jana again took something over to Shard, and so I hung out for a little bit, and then I went back and met them over there. But Saturday night was a much better dining experience for me because we didn't have to sit and wait. I call that being held hostage. When you're sitting at a table and you're waiting on a check, that's called being held hostage in a restaurant.
Okay. Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Well, there's a rule in the restaurant business. It's check back, check down,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the peak dinner hours, right? So you come back and you go, "Hey, is everything okay?" Good. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and print out your check, leave it right here for you. So I would have the check already printed when I came back to check on everything. And I would say, okay, I'm going to leave the check here for you. If you want to add more to it, please do. But in case you need to run, there it is. And now, I don't know if you know this or if it's available out in the California area, but you can just scan a QR code on your phone and pay your check right there.
Right. Yeah.
Have you seen that before?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
I have not. That was my first.
Yeah, and then they have that whole QR code thing for the menu and all that stuff, and you have to pay and all that. Yeah, I've done that already.
You're not
I don't
a fan?
like that, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm not a
can tell.
fan. No. It's weird. It's like, okay, what if I don't have my phone on me?
Well, then you have to wait like a plebeian.
You have to wait, yeah, exactly.
A
I don't
peasant.
know. It's just weird. There's no personable thing about it. It's like, I mean, you don't see the person. You get seated, and then the person tells you, "Oh, there's a queue. You scan the QR code that's on the." Sometimes they have it like a little sticker on, that little placard where they put, drink specials or whatever. Yeah, just scan that, and the menu's there. It's not. There's no personal thing to it.
I do not like
okay.
looking at a menu on the phone. I do not. I don't like the menu on the phone.
No.
Do not.
No.
Paying on the phone is pretty damn amazing.
Yeah, that one's fine because but other than that, yeah, sometimes the menus aren't the way that they have these things set up on the menu on the phone. It's not really intuitive, or it's not really user friendly, or it's not formatted correctly to where you get to see it the right resolution or the right size on your phone. You're always having to kind of scroll a little bit to the left or to the right just to get all of the description or whatever of the menu. Because, since this whole COVID thing, restaurants are starting to rush to get this new type of ordering format onto their websites or whatever, and it's just not polished enough yet, or it's just not ready, so to speak. And it looks horrible sometimes on their restaurant website or their whatever website they're using to store their menu online. It just doesn't look good, or it's weird. I've been to some restaurants that have like really nice menu layout on the phone, but I've been to others where it's just not responsive, or it's just too it's not user friendly. I'm not a fan of that at all. I love looking at menus like an actual physical menu and asking the server what's good. Yeah. I mean, sometimes they're there, but they're most of the time they're off doing something else while you're trying to find that QR scanner thing on your phone and trying to scan all that stuff. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. But paying for it, like you said, paying for it just right there is amazing. You don't have to wait or anything like that.
So, going back to us getting to the hotel, which is the Residence Inn by Marriott, Suncoast Parkway, North Point Village, something. The first thing I see is Shard Johnson, and he is absolutely 100% healing the swimming pool. Of course, he's got his Speedo on, and lots of flesh hanging out of his Speedo, and I couldn't tell if he was coming or going at one point. And so he's off the farm and in the swimming pool, and There's one other person in it, but because of course, who's going to get in there with Live Oak's own celebrity Shard Johnson in there. Then we pick up Jason, take him back, get him situated. Go into the hotel, look around there, and have our dinner. Hang out with the brothership. The hotel is super nice. I don't know if every room is the way, but most of the rooms that I heard of, and the two that we got, had like a king size bed that they called it. It wasn't actually a king, and they had a pull out sofa. So it was plenty of room. You know, I guess you would call that a suite with a kitchenette.
Yeah, I saw Jason posted pictures of his hotel room. You put him in some really nice digs. It was pretty cool. I was like, wow.
Well,
that looked pretty nice. I
mean, had there been a cheaper motel nearby, I probably would have thrown him in the Motel 6, but no, I'm just kidding. But part of the experience is being able to walk up to your room and come back down. Now, last time we stayed across the street at the Hyatt, and it was nice, and we enjoyed it. We had a good time there. Or is it a Hyatt or Hilton? Maybe it's a Hilton. Either way, it's right there in the same parking lot, and it's brand freaking new and nice. And it was the Residence Inn was booked, so that's how we ended up over there. But we had a really good time there, and it was just a short walk. So, part of that experience is just being able to go up to your room, come back down. If you want to take a nap, you can take a nap. Hanging out there with Kevin Dignam, met Mark Hertweck in person for the first time. We've had a couple of conversations. Of course, Michael Herrick is there. Drew Samuels, that guy was phenomenal. Have you ever, you know how like when you see someone who is just really happy and excited that energy carries over? That was Drew Samuels. He was like a kid at a candy store, and I've said it on Facebook a bunch of times, so I'm going to say it again here. But his eyes, were lit up, and he was so excited and asking questions at the Q&A. And that part, made me really happy. Medusa did the cup of coffee, which was really, really good. And just so you know, she has a book coming out.
Oh, okay.
And 2023, so she's going to make us wait a whole year. Met Greg Good, Richard Dawson, Craig Halleck. I'm just looking at my pictures here of what it was. Stephen Burho, I had met him last year. And then we give Jason, after the cup of coffee, we give him his basket of goodies that High Spots had sent him.
Yeah.
So you saw that?
Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
So I had the little plaque made, the CWF Legends Fanfest plaque, but all the other stuff in there, books, DVDs, the Magnum TA Nikita Koloff signed comic looking thing that was signed by both of those guys, the figure, WWE figure, all that was courtesy of highspots.com. And whenever you have it, go ahead.
I'm surprised you didn't get him a matching wrestling tight like you got me.
So there's this joke going around, that's they throw out these words, and it makes my wife really uncomfortable, but I'm going to say them anyway. Fat marks. Right?
Oh,
it's it's a bunch of fat marks, right? You've heard people talk about it in the group, fat marks, bunch of fat marks. So it's kind of hard to buy something for somebody that you haven't seen because you don't know how fat of a mark they are. Plus, Jason has been a wrestler, so he had his own stuff.
He has his own stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the things that High Spots gave him: ton of DVDs, books, some promos, pictures. I mean, just a ton. I see the Steiner's signed promo there behind it. Ricky Steamboat. And I'd ask him, who some of his favorites were, and he responded back. And there's a Bret Hart, signed Bret Hart. Come on.
Ooh.
I mean, High Spots really, really hooked him up. And a lot of times you hear people say shit online and crap on things. I mean, it happens a lot, right? People are more likely to shit on something than they are to give it a compliment. And so I'm going to take this opportunity to say that High Spots went above and beyond, because here's the truth. I messaged Michael Bokikio, the owner of High Spots, and said, hey, I've got these guys. We're flying in 2 of them. I want to get some stuff, but I just don't want to pick it out. Can you put together? I'll tell you, I want $250 worth of stuff, and then you send it. So I was going to spend another $250, right?
Wow. Mm-hmm.
I'll throw that number out there. And in addition to all the other stuff that they got, right? The flight, the hotel, the $50 a day, which ended up being $150 cash that we gave them, and the transportation to and from the airport. And so I was willing to pay that, and he says, no, I'm going to do it, as a gift. And, just if you hear someone say something bad about High Spots, just, tell them the good stuff that we've done. So I said, absolutely. So if you hear me saying High Spots, that's the reason. People are so quick to complain, so quick to say the negative, but they won't look at the positive. So here is Michael, who put together these boxes, asked me what sizes they were, what they, who their favorite Russes were, included things from those, and paid the shipping to get it down there, and got it on time. And so hats off to High Spots and his crew, Michael Bokikio there, for putting that thing together. And, I personally like to watch their Facebook live shows, and you can get some really good deals. For instance, last week I got 3 pieces of artwork for $50, and they're usually $50 a piece. Oh, wow. So anyway, and it's not anything that I want, because I don't collect stuff. I get it to give it away to the boys. And last year and this year too, I brought a bunch of stuff to give away, because I feel bad that some people are spending a lot of money to get there and may not have a lot to spend on souvenirs, they may not be able to buy the promo or whatever. So I get it, so that people can take stuff, or maybe they want to take stuff back to their kids. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I do it, and to hook them up. I had a couple of guys that I made shirts for, and Drew Samuels got his Nature Boy shirt. Made a couple that had Chris Zaha on it. Made Barry an Aussie Rose T-shirt that says he's not just a good boy, he's the best boy.
Nice.
Yeah. So I want everybody to have the best experience and to go home with stuff, because they'll be looking at it hanging on their wall, or someone will ask them, hey, where'd you get that? And they'll say, oh, I got the CWF Fans Fest, because I really want this thing to continue and to grow. So of course I hung out with the legendary Chris Zaha, who brought his entire family down.
Awesome.
Now, did you see the promo that Chris Harper cut on Chris Zaha?
Yeah, the one that you showed. No.
Yeah. Wrap me out. Yeah, I showed it to you. I'm
sorry.
It's all right, buddy. I don't care. But anyway, so I thought that was tremendous. But Chris did end up taking his family to Universal. Mm-hmm. So the Saturday morning we go down to eat. The Queen was still getting ready, and I got up and was just excited and restless. So I went down and had breakfast with some of the boys. And who shows up? Barry Darso.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
So it ends up that we're all eating breakfast with Barry Darso. And what a nice guy.
So
right?
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Bill Eadie comes with, I'm going to guess, his wife and a grandson. Mm-hmm. And then they go, and then Barry joins them over there. But everybody had a good time asking Barry questions and talking, and some people telling their own stories. And stuff.
Now, were they wearing their face paint?
Not while they're eating breakfast.
Come on.
He came down not in gimmick, but for the show they did put on some face paint as the Demolition.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it'll be weird if they put on their leather outfits for breakfast, but their leather demolition outfits, their S&M outfits, I should say. But yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So they did wear black T-shirts. They did not have any leather that I saw.
Mm.
And for the fan fest, I marked out more for the mass superstar part than, and I saw a mask laying there, but I didn't think about it. And because, I don't know. I just didn't think about it. I was excited to be talking to Bill Eadie, and I had a bunch of things for him to sign. And I don't have, I'm not a big mark for anybody except for Mass Superstar. I mean, I probably would be a big mark for Eddie Gilbert too, if he were alive. But I marked out big for Bill Eadie.
That's cool.
Yeah, super nice guy. Hung out with the Drew Samuels. I'm gonna send you a picture. This is a picture of all the stuff that I had signed.
All right.
And it's quite a bit, but it's you get 3 things to sign per person. And so I had 3 signed for Jana, 3 signed for me. And then we bought $40, Make-A-Wish, you make a donation, you got a signed picture and you get to hold the belt. So let Jana hold the belt. This picture here of Demolition Axe and myself from 1997. I talked to him about that. Oh man.
Oh wow, you got him to sign. Okay.
Yeah, and
the jacket too.
Yes.
Nice.
That jacket I just got a week before. I had Jack Lord make that.
The dude from Hawaii 5-0? No, just kidding.
No, that is the same name, right? No, this is Bomber Jack Lord, who I think worked in Continental Alabama area. And so he made that jacket. I got a picture there of Glacier. Super nice guy, Glacier.
Mm-hmm. That was you? This picture?
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. So this was when you were in the business, right?
Yes, that's back when I was in the business,
Oh, so he was on a show with you?
Yeah.
Does he remember any of it?
Probably not.
Probably not. That's cool.
I'm not very rememberable,
No, I mean, look at the hair.
No, that hair is rememberable. So I had gotten out of the military in February, so that had to be June, July, probably. Got the picture taken with Medusa.
How was she?
So Medusa she was nice, and
she still looks intimidating. Like
she was.
All your asses.
She was.
Yeah.
She was. But when you meet someone, a celebrity especially, and you introduce them to your wife, if they are engaging to your wife instead of just trying to get money out of you, that really goes a long way. And that was her. That was Medusa. She talked to my wife and made some jokes, and so that part was real cool. And so did Demolition Axe and Smash and Kevin Sullivan a little bit. And I mentioned that she was from Sutton, and he was from South Boston.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm understand that not every woman that's there is at the convention is there on their own terms. They're usually accompanying their husbands or boyfriends, and they probably not have a real interest in wrestling per se. But that's great that these legends sometimes recognize something like that and engage the person not as a wrestler but as just a genuine person, just like another regular human being. I mean, you and I see them as Masked Superstar or their gimmick names, their stuff, but to the person that's not a wrestling fan, that's just another person to them. So I don't know. It's pretty cool though that these legends can interact with non-wrestling fans without trying to not extort, but trying to get money from them, like
Right. And so Jeff brought his wife Kim. I brought Jana. Chris Aha brought his wife. Who else? Oh, Bruce Cohen's wife Cindy was there.
Mm-hmm.
So there were 4 or 5, I may be missing, wives of the boys that were there and just hanging out. And so, it's important for, the wives to get the need to socialize or whatever. And we did. We had a good time talking with everyone. At the Friday night dinner, Bruce Cohen and his wife sat across from us. And I've always loved Bruce's posts in the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's a super nice guy. It says Cindy's awesome too. And then we got to talk a little bit with Jeff and Kim Baldrin. And I think it was Sunday morning, Jeff came up to Jana and said something like, "Hey, I got to tell you, my wife came up to me and said, I really had a good time talking with Jana. It was good to see there was another normal person here."
Ain't that the truth?
Now, here's a surprise that you did not know about.
Okay.
While I was there, I had time to record with a couple of the boys.
I was hoping that you would do something like that.
Not as much time as I would have liked. However, let's go ahead and go to these clips now. It's Frankie Seacrest. I'm here live at the CWF Legends Fanfest after party Sunday morning, and I'm with the legendary Shar Johnson.
We're getting ready for the first annual Fat Mark induction ceremony for the Facebook Fans Hall of Fame. First inaugural class will be going in today.
Who's first on this? Chris Zaha?
Zaha and Nelly J are in the finals, in the running. We haven't released the final voting yet, but there will be our inaugural class. Ozzy is the headliner of the inaugural class of the Marks Hall of Fame.
So what was your favorite part of this weekend?
Hanging out with the brothership, man. That's of course that's the best part. I mean, we got to meet some great people, a couple weirdos, a bunch of marks and nerds.
Who's your favorite mark and nerd that you met
Of course
this
we can't say that. We don't have favorites. We love everybody. Except for the Zaha.
He's not a favorite?
No, we tried to drown him in the pool twice, and I kept catching him in my shower trying to take pictures of me while I was using the restroom. It was terrible.
Wow. What about your favorite celebrity to meet? Legends.
Barry Darsow was awesome. Darsow came down, sat and had breakfast with us, just had a conversation. He was very personable, friendly guy. It was just great.
Yeah, you could have been the 4th member of Demolition.
Yes, I could have been the rebuilding stage. After the demolition was over, I come in and help clean up the rubble.
What would be your name if you were in Demolition?
Oh, I don't know. They had Axe, Smash, and Crush. I guess I'd probably be Naps. Yeah. Demolition lazy.
So are we counting on you making it another one?
Absolutely. There's no way you could miss this. If it's within your power, you should be here. It's a great ran thing, Barry, and the guys put on this thing. It's amazing. The interaction with the fans and the wrestlers are great. You come in for 5 days for a one-day event, get to hang out with the brothership. It's a family reunion without the crazy drunk uncle that you don't like.
That is true. It is kind of crazy that's just a one-day event, but people are here for multiple days.
There's a lot of activity around where people will be dining each day. It's pretty exciting.
Go ahead and say why that is.
Because we're a bunch of fat marks. We like to eat, can't you tell?
Yeah, that's true.
I saw 3 skinny people all weekend. I'm not going to call them out, but we're going to have a Skinny Marks Hall of Fame wing. But I think Philip gets our first spot in the skinny wing.
Yeah. Hey everybody, it's Frankie, still here at the CWF Legends Fanfest, and I'm excited to have on one of the brother shippers. So thankful that I've got to meet him two of these events. Benjie Fido, what is up?
Not much, my friend. How are you doing?
We're great. So everyone is always looking forward to Antonio making it.
Soon. We got to figure it out. We got to get him down here, and yeah, he'd be the star of this. I'm going to set him up in a booth in the room, and I'm going to charge $5 for a photo. $500 for a signature. It'll pay for the trip.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, but it's so awesome. You bring the Flat Antonio with you and
Yep.
have it signed.
Everybody got some brother shippers to sign it. Demolition signed it. Medusa, Leilani Kai, Steve Kern, Glacier, Kevin Sullivan. I pretty much got everybody to sign it. Oh, Ricky Santana signed it because this was version 2. Because I had version 1 the first time.
Yes.
And it was Jerry Briscoe who said, "Get this signed by everybody. Make the boys sign it." And so I would tell everybody, Jerry Briscoe said, "You have to sign this." And they're like, "Who are we going to argue with Jerry Briscoe?"
That's true. That's true.
But always a great time down here in Lutz, Florida for the CWF Legends Fanfest. Looking forward to November. And it's just a lot of fun. If you've never been, come meet us all, hang out. It's a great time.
Well, it's cool hanging out with you, and you probably don't feel bad that everyone is like, yeah, it's fun hanging out with you, Benjie, but we really want to see Antonio.
Oh, yeah, I know. I around where I live, I'm Antonio's dad. I walk through. I don't even have a name. Hi, Antonio's dad. Hi, Antonio's dad. You're Antonio's dad. I go, yeah, I do have a name. They go, we don't care.
We don't care.
Yeah, it's like The Rock. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, and it's fine. I'd rather be known as Antonio's dad than
Can you share
anything.
with us a fun moment from this weekend?
Oh goodness, so many cool memories. Let me think. Give me. I do this for a living, and you put me on the spot. Fun, just everything. I can't think of a particular fun moment, but my favorite moment was finally getting to chat with Bill Eadie and Barry Dorso, Demolition.
Yeah.
Because that was my childhood, right there, and.
Same for me.
Yeah,
Like, I don't mark out over many people, but
No,
Master
I
Superstar-
marked out for them, and Kevin Sullivan, my inner child, screamed because the first time I saw him was Great American Bash 1988, the Tower of Doom, the 3 cage thing. But just hanging out with everybody, going out to dinner, and so much behind the scenes that this is a family show, so we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it G. But it's so much fun hanging out, just talking with everybody, and a lot of fun. This is fun doing this. This is my second podcast, so you're not the first. I broke my cherry at an old friend of mine's podcast.
Oh, really? Well, plug it. What was it?
It's Richie Phillips, and I can't remember Richie's podcast off the top of my head, but I'll find it. But I went there. I was his intern for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
On a country station. So
he's legit.
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, we're Outlaw Mud Show here.
That's fine.
Yeah.
He paid me to agree with that.
Cool. Well, awesome, man. Thank you for
sir.
being on here. So
absolutely.
glad to have you. We're all looking forward to Antonio, and of course you coming back.
Yeah. Good to see you, Frank.
Thanks.
Yep. Bye.
Hey, everybody. It's Frankie. I am super glad to be sitting here with longtime brother shipper and moderator Mark Hertweck. What's up, Mark?
Thanks, Frankie. I'm glad to be here on the show.
Good. So this is your first FanFest appearance?
Absolutely. First time, but hopefully not the last time.
There you go. You beat me to it. So what was some of your favorite moments of the FanFest?
I got to be honest, this has been an incredible experience for me, meeting the wrestlers and hearing a lot of the stories, being able to ask questions and things. But my favorite part really has been kind of hanging out and kind of getting that opportunity to connect with people in the brothership and, kind of hanging out and just kind of telling stories and having a good time, also meeting new friends. Just been a fun weekend.
Yeah, putting faces with names.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was our favorite part too. Was just coming and hanging out. It's fun to go with the cup of coffee and hear that, and then you go to the dinner, and that's the stories and the questions from the brothership are awesome, and then the after party. But really, the magic is made in between all those.
You got it.
And then here we are on Sunday morning, and we're still going.
That's right. Got a couple more days of fun ahead of us.
Yeah. Who are some of the people that you met for the first time here?
Brother shippers?
Yep.
Oh, gosh, a whole bunch, to be honest. For example, you and your wife, and really enjoyed, kind of hanging out and spending time with you here the last few days. Looking at Shard over here across from me. Shout out to my brother there. Just all kinds of guys. Roman Gomez and Kevin and I, of course, have met before, and we've had the opportunity to hang out, but we're going to take in a ball game here a little bit later today, so looking forward to going to the ball game with Kevin Dignam. And
what about Mr. 605, Reggie Harp? Reggie, would you stop in and say hello to everybody on the podcast?
Hello, podcast. What podcast is this?
Broken Kayfabe. Broken Kayfabe.
Broken Kayfabe. What's up, guys? It's Reggie Harp, Mr. 605. Had a great weekend with Barry and all the guys. It was great seeing everybody, and hope to do it again next year.
Awesome.
That's
Thank you so
right.
much, man. Safe travels. Yeah, what a great weekend, huh?
Incredible.
Yeah, some people come here and stay 4 or 5 days for a one-day event.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, really, we were talking about this the other day at breakfast. I mean, the highlight of the weekend, I guess, is this Fan Fest on Saturday, but really this is kind of an excuse for us to just kind of come and get together and hang out. Someone kind of described this almost like a college reunion for us, because, I mean, all of us are in this, big Facebook group together that's kind of like a community or a family, and we talk and interact on a regular basis. And, this is a chance for us to kind of get together in person and connect for a little bit. And even if we didn't do the Fan Fest, I think we'd probably try and find an excuse to come together and hang out for the weekend anyways.
Yeah, that's true. I heard some people got here on Wednesday for the event on Saturday. So
wow.
that just says, hey, they're here to hang out and have fun and, with the brothership. Well, cool. Oh, how about Travis Raines? Hey, Travis.
Hello.
Did you have fun?
Oh, I had a great time.
Yeah. Did you get some good zingers on Zaha?
Oh, yeah, definitely. All of them. I owned that entire family.
Wow.
Except for Bryson.
That's good.
Yeah.
He's the only baby face out of the bunch?
He owns me. He's got my heart. So.
Yeah, Uncle Travis.
Bryson was definitely the star of the weekend. That kid is just incredible.
Oh, there's nobody better than that kid.
Well, cool.
He's too good for them. I'm going to stay a little bit longer, and I'm going to try to kidnap him later today and take him home with me.
Oh, Lord. All right, well, I'll delete this file. Awesome. Well, thanks, Mark. Thanks, Travis.
Thank you.
All right, Ariel, we are back, and that was some recordings that I made there. Probably not the best audio, but we were there, and I didn't want to take people away from everywhere or keep anyone away from the socializing and the brother shippers for long. So I just did it right there in the lobby, right as people were walking by.
Yeah, that was horrible audio, Frankie. What the heck? No, I'm just kidding. No, that's great that you got some brother shippers to talk to. Everyone was excited. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm sure they were. No, but,
man, you're the master of breaking kayfabe. You know that?
Well, it is called Broken Kayfabe. This podcast.
Well, it's been
someone
broken.
has to broken it. Wait,
Yeah,
broken it. Someone has
true.
to break it. There you go. Yeah. Oh, question. Did you listen to the Breaking Kayfabe podcast?
Yeah, I finished it this morning.
Okay, cool. I have a question. Did you watch have you ever seen Big Lebowski?
No.
Me neither. Cool.
Well,
so
there's a lot of posts in the group. Everyone's
okay,
like,
how about Godfather? Any of the Godfather movies?
Yes, when I was a kid, so I don't remember it.
Okay, I haven't seen any of the Godfather movies either. So that's going to the movies with Frankie and Ariel. That's the end of that segment.
Ariel, a lot of people did come up to me and say, "Hey, where was Ariel? Well, what are we gonna do to get Ariel here?"
A lot of money.
I said he's gonna win the lottery.
Exactly. I was big timing you guys. Small timing you guys. Wait, no. I don't even know what that. Whatever. Okay. What was that?
Brother timing us.
I was brother timing you guys. No. You know what? I was working, but I'm hopefully November, when November comes around, I should be, for God forbid, work, doesn't get so hectic, but hopefully I could make it to the next one. But yeah, I'm touched that people were asking. I'm sorry I wasn't there, you guys. It would have been a lot of fun. Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun looking at the pictures and everybody just hanging out. You guys look like you've known each other for it looked like a high school reunion, Yeah. Like you guys were all like homies from back in the day, like childhood friends or friends from high school or classmates like that, and you just get together once a year and reunite and just hang out. It looked like that. It was pretty cool.
Well, that's exactly how it feels. And it's like, there's other guys in the group who get together more often that live in each other or whatever. Mm-hmm. But, for me, I see those guys twice a year and it was awesome. They are all so nice and so fun to be around. So much fun that on Sunday after Jen and I left and came back. I went back on Monday to take Mark Hertweck to the airport, and I ended up taking Michael and Drew Samuels out to lunch at Portillo's.
Oh, wow. Cool. How was that?
So I got the combo, which is Italian sausage with beef pot on top. And then, have you ever been to Portillo's? No?
No, we don't have one over
Okay.
here.
So then you get your choice of how the gravy is there. You get either normal gravy or you get extra gravy, or you can get it dipped in gravy, which I had to ask the boys how to get it, and they gave me their advice. I ate about a quarter of it, and then Jan and I split the rest of it for dinner. That's how big this thing was.
Oh, wow. So it was what was it? Italian sausage with beef on top?
Yes, it's the combo. It was the number 5.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah, it was delicious. And it was a lot. And then I think I got Shar Johnson the same thing.
Did you get their their cake shake or something like that? I hear about it.
I did, and was not a big fan.
Oh, okay.
But because it is like you're sucking a cake through a straw. So
Yeah.
you feel the chunks coming at you. And when you're drinking a shake, that's not something that you normally expect.
Right. Oh. Was it really sweet also?
Yeah. Super
Okay.
rich. But it was good, but just that texture kind of threw me off. And Michael Herrick said the same for him, this is that texture.
Okay. Was that his first time also having that?
No. He's been there several times.
Okay.
It's sort of like a thing that, when you come down, you go to Portillo's and you go to the Columbia and you go to these restaurants.
Yeah, it's tradition.
So I think on Friday they ended up before we got there, because we had to pick Jason up at like 5 something. And they had went to Ford's garage, or maybe that was the night before. And then they ended up going to a wrestling match.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I didn't go. I didn't want to. I mean, I felt like I was subjecting Jenna to enough of the, wrestling stuff, and plus, I want to sit and talk. I want to talk to the boys. I don't want to just watch a wrestling match. But they go, and I know the guy that put it on is in the brothership, so I'm glad that they went and supported him, and he gave them a deal on the tickets. So that was really cool. But
That's cool.
But I'm glad that I stayed and hung out and talk to the boys.
That'd be funny if you did a run-in during the show and you announced your return to the your return to the ring, and I'm like, okay.
Hey, look, no one wants to see an old fat guy do a run-in, or especially make a return to the ring.
Well, it hasn't, it's been done before many times.
Name one old fat guy that returned.
Off the top of my head,
Bastion Booger.
Well, okay, not counting that Royal Rumble where they had the gimmick battle royal in WWE, where like it took Iron Sheik like 20 minutes to walk to the ring. Not counting that. Okay, you know what? I don't know. Huh. Well, see, no, he wasn't fat. He was in shape. No, I can't really think of anyone right now. I mean, most of them are old, but they're sort of in shape, so I can't really say old and fat.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's the difference, right?
Jericho? Was it Jericho? No, Jericho has been off and on.
I'm an old fat Mark. Yeah, but if you compare Jericho with any weight gain he's ever had, he is nothing like a brother shipper.
Oh, no. He even has more hair than most brother shippers.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, there were a lot of bald people. Another guy that I got to hang out with was Mark Russ.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark was on the podcast right before the Fan Fest. He is a fellow Floridian, and I had he was at our table when we had dinner last year.
That's awesome. I loved the conversation you had with them, especially when you guys were talking about cars.
He is such a nice guy. I mean, he is so calm and just cool, and he is that way when you meet him in person, just hanging
That's
out and just talking.
that's
You
the
know,
true mark of a psychopath. No, or sociopath. No. But yeah, he sounded like that during your interview with him, and when he talked about cars, it was just like, oh shoot, Fox body, Mustang that he had, and I was like, oh, that's my favorite one.
well, you've got him on one spectrum, but then you got Shar Johnson on the other one, who did not shut up from Friday to Sunday.
Really?
I mean, did not. That guy talked and made jokes and inappropriate jokes and just kept going on and on and on. And it's like, dang, give somebody else some air, brother.
No, Shard's awesome. I mean, I'm glad he got to go too.
Me too. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe he shouldn't have healed the swimming pool, but hey, that's all right.
That's all right,
That's all right, man. I was glad I got to hang out with him. I did drive up there, year before last or last year sometime, because he's about 3.5 hours away from us, and we got to hang out for a day.
Okay, that's good. Who else was there? Tony Botts, did he show up? I didn't see.
He did not. He had some health concerns.
Oh, okay.
So he did not make it. I think he messaged me either Wednesday or Thursday.
I see. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. We were really looking forward to bringing 2 people this year.
Mm-hmm.
Going forward at them, we've decided we'll bring 1, and once we get the nonprofit set up, we'll take donations. And my thought on that is that we will bring 1 person, and we'll let the brothership bring the other person.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, that would be great. That's a good idea. I like that one.
Yeah, giving really changed my life, because there were times in my life I gave when I didn't even have it to give, and it really changed my life. I don't think that I would have been able to, I don't want to say win Jenna over, but to have a good relationship with her, to get her to suck her to fall in and marry me, but without being a nice person. And so giving when I had nothing to give really changed my life. And so I'm hoping, the brother shippers can see that. Hey, even if you can't afford to go yourself, you can pay $5 and help somebody else get there.
Exactly. That's a great thing to do. Since we are, a brothership, we all help each other out, whether it's like listening to or reading someone's post where, they're venting or they're expressing how they're feeling at that moment, and just all of us just banding together and in support for that person. I mean, it's only natural for us to help out another brother shipper get to one of these conventions.
Yeah, I said about the last one, I said, I don't want to say it's life-changing, but it was right there. I'm going to say it's life-changing for me to have this group of friends that I wouldn't have made had I not met them in person.
Right, exactly. I mean? Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree.
When we walked into the so we had the cup of coffee with Medusa, then you get the 2-hour dinner and question answer session with Demolition, and then you get the after party with another superstar, and this year it was Glacier, Ray Lloyd. And when we walked in for that, Barry introduced us, Jenna and I, and everyone gave us a round of applause, and it made me just feel so uncomfortable. But I forgot I was going with that. But I'm glad that it's people are appreciative for what we did to get someone there. But there's also other people who did that as well. That's where I was going. I won't mention names, but I could think of at least 2 or 3 other people who helped bring someone there. And you know who you are, and I say thank you for that. Because it was definitely a joy for me to have those people around, and it's not something that these people had to do, but it was just really, really nice to do, for it to work out that way, and for them to get that many more people there to spend time with the brothership.
That's so cool. Thank you, whoever you are. You know who you are, but I don't know who you are. So
Yeah,
I might
yeah.
know who you are, but not.
If you want to call yourself out, give yourself a plug, we'll all tell you it was great.
Yeah.
And then someone else messaged me last night, and I won't mention them by name either, but they said, how much did all that cost you? And I told them, and he said, oh, wow, I can do that. I can get a person there. And so I think next year they're planning on doing the same.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I just broke kayfabe on that. So I'm really, excited that, people are excited over our charitable giving, because really that's the way that it should be.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that.
I
mean,
heard,
looking back at your pictures, you guys had a lot of fun.
yeah. There was a saying that I heard once, and I'm going to screw it up, but it's something like this. You are always leading somebody somewhere, right? So if you're setting a good example and doing the right thing, somebody is going to see that and pick up on it and say, this is what we should do, right? Or if you see someone that's, screwing up and you have a talk and you say, hey, that's really not good. You shouldn't do that because of this. You're leading that person to make better decisions. And I can think of a dozen of times those in my life where a person said to me, hey, have you ever thought about doing this instead of that? And, it was because I was making bad decisions. And so I'm glad that people can go, oh, well, Frankie and his wife can bring someone, and donate this money and whatever. Maybe I can chip in, or maybe I can afford to do it myself.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, it's so great either way, all around. It's just such a great idea, great way of thinking, and getting this all done is just a phenomenal thing.
Yeah.
Thank you again for all of that.
Yeah, my pleasure. I enjoyed getting people there, and I enjoy putting over the event because Barry really puts a lot into it. I'm sure there's other people that put a lot into it. Jeff Belgian asked some really good questions up there that are way beyond what I would have asked. Just my beyond my scope of intelligence in the wrestling business. And Dave Penzer involved, but the person that you saw running around like the Flash from DC Comics was Barry Rose, all over the place. And, he's not only has to keep the thing running right, but he has to shake hands and kiss babies and walk dogs. And, he's really, really busts his ass. And, I saw him sort of at the end of the Saturday, the event after Glacier's after party. And I thought, man, Barry looks like hell. He just looked exhausted. In the morning before it all started, I walked in and Jeff and Barry were recording there, and I had some gifts to give to Barry. And so there he was up early was going the night before. And then he's going early in the morning, recording a podcast, getting it set up, blah, 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 blah. Right. And then I saw him after Glacier, and I was like, man, Barry just looks exhausted. And then when he came to dinner, he had perked up a little bit, and he was a little happy, probably a little relieved that day was done, but he was still exhausted. And then Shard sent me a picture. I think it was maybe Sunday after I left, of Barry just like relaxing by the pool. Shard took the picture where it's a selfie, but you can see Barry in the background. And I was like, man, that guy, he deserves it. So a big thank you to Barry for putting it on and being such a great host and bringing in such great talent. And, the brothership being there made it really special. I met a bunch of people that I hadn't met before, and people that aren't members of the brothership don't even know anything about it. And there was someone that came up at the dinner or after it was announced that we had brought someone there and was like, hey, I want to help you. And they're not even a member of the Facebook group, and they're nothing about it. And I thought, man, that is so awesome.
Oh, wow.
But I don't want to take money until we get, an actual 501(c) set up. So I just have this weird thing with taking people's money, and I don't want people to go, "Oh, I gave Frankie $100 and I saw him out at Senior Frogs doing a keg stand or something."
I would love to see that.
I guess that's where my $100 went or whatever. So
I would pay to see you doing a keg stand at Senior Frogs. Oh man, we gotta get you to do that. That would be awesome. Actually, no, that would be kind of dangerous. You might I don't know.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah, you might injure
yourself.
yourself.
The older you get, the worse your injuries are.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean,
so Ariel, listen,
I
hope with all this talk that this is on your priority list.
It's on a list. No. Yeah, it's something I want to go to now, and I'm gonna try my best to get there.
Good.
But I have to watch Big Lebowski first and all 3 Godfather movies.
Man, I would also really enjoy going to something of the similar out on the West Coast or the Midwest, near where the Michael Herrick, Chris Zaha, Drew Samuels up in that area, the Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Mark Hertweck, somewhere up there where we could go a little closer to those folks' homes, because I did feel sort of bad that it was only a 45-minute drive for us.
You know what? That's a good idea also. Just I don't know how to set it up or anything, but yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, over here on the West Coast, there's a handful of us over here. And but it's a little bit longer to travel from one end of the country to the other. but yeah, that would be cool. I don't know, hopefully we can do that one day.
All right, we'll start making plans. Hey, I thank you everybody for joining us and supporting us and listening to us, the unofficial after show of Breaking Cave with Belgian and Barry. This is the only podcast that is dedicated and about the brothership, which is the Facebook group Breaking Cave with Belgian and Barry. So if you're not a member of that group, go ahead and join. And if you don't listen to Breaking Cave with Belgian and Barry, I don't know how you found this podcast to begin with, but please go and listen to them. They're a ton better than us, a lot better content, more professional sounding. And you'll fall in love with them the same that we do, because they break kayfabe not only on wrestling, but they also on sports, TV, music, television. Did I say television? Movies. Did I say that? Food. Oh, food. We talk about food a lot. So.
And life.
Oh,
right.
And especially life.
Yeah.
So thank you, Ariel, for joining me once again. So you said today's your Friday, so you don't have to work tomorrow?
No, I'm off Thursday, Friday. Wait, today's Wednesday, right?
Today's Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Good for you, man.
Paid Thursday and Friday off.
All right. I'm going to do it for you, buddy. You ready?
Okay.
Make sure you spend some time talking to your girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. We did that earlier, yeah. Of course. Also, I need to talk to my friends, here, because I haven't seen them in months.
Yeah, but what about your girlfriend?
Yeah, well, I talk to her every day. But, I also have to talk to my friends, too, so they know I'm alive, at least. No, but yeah, my girlfriend. Wait, was I supposed to talk about my girlfriend? Wait, what's going on?
Oh, boy. All right, well,
what happened?
When you're dumped, I'll console you.
Oh, no, wait. No, okay, we're fine. Yeah, we'll talk to her. Was this a joke I was supposed to catch on? Something totally flew over my head. I'm like, wait a minute. What was I supposed to talk about my girlfriend?
Yeah, you're supposed to talk about it every episode.
Oh, nah, not today. No, yeah. What do you want me to talk about? I don't know what to talk about. I'm so confused right now. I'm sorry. Okay, she's gonna get mad at me.
Yeah, so next time you're gonna have to make it up.
Okay. Yeah, I do. Probably next episode or something.
All right. Well, you take care, bud. Thank you for joining me. Great talk. Apologize to your girlfriend for you forgetting to plug her. Not plug her. You
Oh my God.
mention her name here.
No, I'm not gonna mention her name.
So anyway, well, you don't have to mention her name, but you could say, "Oh, my girlfriend," and you tell your story like you used to do.
Oh yeah. Well, there's no story right now. We'll do it next time. We're running out of time.
All right. That sounds great.
All right.
Thank you, everyone that listens. Thank you, Ariel, for your time. We'll catch you next week.
Bye bye.